I didn't get to see this game until the fact that they got into overtime. So that was the only time I got to watch. Yes, I did keep up with the score a little bit. At one point, they were down 10 and 23 to the Broncos. I'm talking about the Bills. As I'm referring to this game that happened earlier today, the Bills versus the Broncos, the divisional round matchup. I think it's for the AFC, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so the Bills were down by 13, and then ultimately they crawled their way back up, and were only down by 6, 17 and 23. And next thing you know, when I came home, it was already a tie game going to overtime, and it had to take, the Broncos field goal, to seal the win. So, there was two straight pass interferences, to where one of the guys from the Bills was just as soon as one of the Broncos was about to catch the ball right at the touchdown line, one of the Bills defenders just stopped him from catching it, and that turns out to be a pass interference. Twice in a row, and eventually, it led to, after that second pass interference, it led to kicking the field goal for the Broncos, and that pretty much sealed the win for them, as they eliminated the Bills. And as for the Bills themselves, once again, they got eliminated from playoff contention. They missed their chance once again to get to the Super Bowl. Yes, I had a video, I think it was a couple weeks ago, where I said this is Josh Allen's time, since the Chiefs have been out of the playoff picture. They missed the playoffs this time, right? It would be Josh Allen's time now, because the only reason why they've lost in these playoff games, missing their chance to get to the Super Bowl, is because of the Chiefs standing in their way. And it's happened the last 3 years, if I'm not mistaken, right? Now this time the Chiefs aren't around, and the Bills, had a chance this time to, prove the doubters wrong, and unfortunately they just weren't able to beat the Broncos, who were the much better team in the AFC conference. The Broncos and the Patriots, the revived Patriots. The Patriots, it looks like at this point, like, either the Broncos or the Patriots could definitely win the Super Bowl. And for the Pats, man, they haven't looked as good since the last time they had both Belichick and Tom Brady. So yeah, it seems to be that way right now. But yeah, dude, Josh Allen once again choked. But look, I gotta give the Bills the props. They fought really hard to get back into the game, forced overtime, and they did all they could. They just couldn't beat the Broncos. They came up short, off of the field goal, to them, because they had the field goal, to seal the win, the Broncos. And by the way, right now I'm just seeing that the Seahawks are just completely dominating the Niners right now. It's a blowout game, 24-6 in the third quarter. So I was like, what the heck? It looks like the Seahawks are going to win that one for damn sure, considering their defense is very strong and all that. But in the Bills' case, man, sucks, because I had them being in the Super Bowl, in the Super Bowl, but I thought anything could just happen, in the playoffs, right? But it's not the case, and although they were that close, they just they just didn't get the job finished. So, yeah, man, really sorry to see the Bills down and out again and being eliminated this time in the first round. Josh Allen missed his chance once again to get to the Super Bowl, but it is what it is, man. So who knows what his roster will be like going to next year, or going into the off season rather. So we'll just have to see. But anyway, tell me what you guys think, man. Peace.